What's going on, fellow DayZ survivors? I am Zombie Cartman, and this is how you fish in DayZ. So the first thing we're gonna cover is improvised fishing. You will need bones, rope, and some sort of knife for improvised fishing. The best way to get bones is to kill an animal somehow. It can be any animal, it could even be a chicken. Once you've killed that animal, you'll need to gut it with your knife, and you'll see that there's bones there that you can combine with a knife to craft an improvised fishing hook. You've always been able to do this, but it was always just used as a decoration in your hat. But now you can actually use it to catch fish. And you'll want to go ahead and keep the remaining bones because they stack as almost nothing in your inventory and can be used later for more fishing hooks. The other thing you're going to need is a long stick, which you can actually get with your knife by cutting down a bush. Sometimes when you cut down a bush, you will only get short sticks, so you may have to cut down several bushes in order to actually get a long stick, which is fine because when you go to cook these fish, you're going to need lots of fuel for the fire, and those short sticks can be used for that. Now that you've got the long stick, you can combine it with the rope to craft an improvised fishing rod, or a cane pole if you live down in the south. Now that you have your improvised fishing rod, you'll need to go ahead and dig for some worms, which you should do with a shovel, but if you don't have a shovel, you can do it with a knife, which I demonstrated here, although it does dull the knife quite fast. Once you have dug up a worm, you'll want to go ahead and combine it in your inventory with one of the fishing hooks that you crafted from the bones. And you'll be given the option to craft fishing bait, which is basically just a worm on a hook. Then you'll need to go ahead and take the fishing rod into your hand and then go in your inventory and move the fish bait to the fish rod. And then you'll need to approach the body of water that you're choosing to fish in. Here I'm at a nice pristine lake up in the northwest corner of the world. And you'll want to look down at your feet to actually get the prompt to start fishing. And then once you cast in, you'll want to keep holding the button down to actually keep fishing. Don't hit any other buttons like jump or anything like that because you can cancel yourself out of the fishing animation. But once you've fully caught the fish, it'll be there for you to grab on the beach. Now, the one drawback to improvised fishing is going to be that the improvised fishing hook is only going to be useful to catch 2 fish. Here you can see it's already badly damaged. So if I go ahead and bait the hook again and use it one more time to catch one more fish, it will be ruined. And that'll be that for that hook. So the next method of fishing we're going to do is called conventional fishing, which is going to involve using an actual fishing rod and actual fishing hooks. As you can see, I find the fishing rods and the majority of my fishing hooks in these red shipping containers that you find down here along the coast. And as you can see, the fishing hooks are really small and actually quite hard to see inside these shipping containers. They're almost nothing on the ground, so you have to walk over them and really look for the prompt. But that's what they look like on the ground. You'll also find fishing rods and the fishing hooks near the rowboats as well that you find along the coastal areas. So for conventional fishing, you're probably going to have a shovel, which means you're going to be using it to dig worms. And to dig worms with a shovel, you got to look straight down at your feet to actually get the prompt to dig the worms. Putting bait on the normal fishing hook is the exact same thing as putting bait on the improvised fishing hook. You have to actually combine the two and then craft the fish bait like before. And then you have to equip the fishing hook, or the fishing bait, to the actual fishing pole, which it gives you a prompt to hit Y to actually equip it, but it doesn't like to do it like that. So you usually have to move the hook to the fishing rod like I did right there. And then you'll go up to your chosen body of water and go ahead and start fishing. And like I said before, don't jump or anything while you're trying to do the actual fishing animation, because you can cancel it. Like I did right there. Luckily, the fish bait stays good if you didn't actually catch anything, so you'll be able to continue to fish. And it would appear that you don't always catch fish when fishing. I went ahead and did a lot of fishing so that I could test and see how many fish you could actually catch with the normal fishing hook, because I noticed it was taking some damage as I was using it. And it turns out you can catch a total of 6 fish before the normal fishing hook will become ruined. Now that we've caught a whole bunch of fish, we're going to need to have ourselves one hell of a fish fry. In order to do that, we're going to need to go ahead and gut and prepare all of these fish. So you'll need to move one of the fish to your hands and then combine it with a knife in your inventory, and you'll be able to gut the fish into a fish fillet. And now, through the miracle of editing, I will go ahead and gut and prepare the rest of these fish for the fish fry. And about 2 minutes and 1 sharpening stone later, I've got all these fish gutted and prepared. And now I need another long stick so that I can actually cook them. Which, if you've kept your simple fishing rod from before, you can actually use your knife to break it down and get the long stick and the rope back. Which is kind of nice, because you could make another one. Or other things. Now that you're ready to do some cooking, you're going to need to build yourself a fire. So go up to the nearest big tree and cut 2 full pieces of bark off of the tree. And then take them into your inventory. And you'll be able to combine the bark with some of the sticks that you cut earlier to make the fishing rod into a campfire. It's best to go ahead and craft the campfire place where you're going to actually build the fire so you don't have to pick it up and move it. Once you've got the campfire place built, you can step back and craft the hand drill kit, which is why you cut the other piece of bark. Now you're almost ready to go ahead and cook these fish. You want to go ahead and put the rest of the small sticks into the campfire. And here I went around and grabbed the remaining small sticks from the area that I had chopped down when I tried to get a long stick. Went ahead and put those into the fuel section of the campfire, and as you can see, it holds 4 sticks. And I'm going to go ahead and set the other ones off to the side for when I need them later. And then let's go ahead and ignite this fire with the hand drill kit. Before I do that, though, I'm going to go ahead and stick a fish on the end of my long stick. That way once the fire's burning, I can be cooking almost right away. When I filmed this, I wasn't sure if I would actually have enough firewood to cook all the fish that I had caught. But as it turned out, I had just enough. And cooking the fish is like cooking anything else on a fire in this game. You're going to look for the roast prompt, and then you're going to go ahead and pop a squat and cook this fish on a stick here. You'll know it's done cooking when it turns a slight brown color, and it'll actually look like it was cooked. It'll look totally different from what it looks at this particular moment. Which it's also done right when this wheel actually completes filling. And as you can see, that's a cooked fish fillet. I'm going to go ahead and put in my inventory and get another one ready to cook. And here I am cooking the last fish fillet. You can see my fire is almost out. I wasn't sure if it would even actually work to cook this fish fillet, but I gave it a shot and it did work. I think it took a little bit longer than normal, but it did work. And that pretty much completes my fish fry that I had up here at this awesome lake. As you can see, I've got quite a lot of fish in my inventory. I'm pretty much bear bait. Speaking of fish, there appears to be only one species of fish that can be caught in the game, which is the mackerel. But it can be caught in the ocean along the coast. It can also be caught in the brackish water along the coast. You can also catch fish in the small streams. Here I am fishing in what appears to be the smallest stream that I could find in the game. It was kind of difficult to actually get the fishing prompt. I had to kind of look upstream to get it, but I was able to get it, and I was able to catch a fish. You can also catch them in these nasty retaining ponds up here at the Northwest Airfield. Although I don't know if I would want to eat a fish that came out of this pond. You can catch fish out of these small ponds up here in the north. And you can also catch fish in these even smaller ponds up here in the north. Or, you know, sometimes you catch a pair of wellies. And that's pretty much it for fishing in DayZ. I hope you found this video helpful and informative. If I missed anything on fishing, please let me know in the comments. And thanks for watching.